Liverpool manager Arne on the back of this 2-0 victory against Manchester City. Very well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us. So, I mean, you've had some week. We'll come to that in a moment. But how did you enjoy that today, and how good a performance from your team was that today?
Yeah, I think I've enjoyed two things. First of all, the performance of the team, and second of all, the atmosphere in the stadium.
It was something,
because
wasn't
if
it?
the players were on top of it, I think the fans were on top of it today as well.
Yeah, put that into perspective, because even we, who've been coming here for years and years and years, thought that was extra special from the supporters today.
Okay.
So just how did that feel in the dugout as the manager to feed off?
Generally speaking, you're only focused on what City does and what we have to do, because they can cause you so many problems. So you have to keep staying alert all the time. I think it was 10 minutes before the end, even before Virgil make the only mistake of the game. The fans were so loud. At that moment, you felt like, okay, this is something new for me as well. They've been behind us every single game, but this was really massive. But yeah, then Virgil cut me out of it by making a small error. But Cruyff was there to save us.
He was. And at the start as well. I mean, obviously you got the goal after 12 minutes, but the way you started today, Arne, I mean, I think front foot's something of an understatement.
Yeah, but that probably also has to do with City, who wanted to bring the ball out from back. That's what they always do. That's what they're so good at. So if you want to have any chance of recovering a ball, then you have to be so aggressive. If you're not, they play through you so easily. So the only way to press them high is be aggressive. And that's what we were. I think most part of the game, although the second half we had to defend low as well.
Arne, it was an incredible first half, as good as I've seen at Anfield for a long time. In the second half, City had a little bit more possession. Was that a tactic from you to almost sit back and play a little bit more counter-attacking, or is that just because they're a quality team and you had to suffer at certain periods?
Yeah, the last thing. So ideally we would have done the same as the first half. But yeah, you face a team that has so much quality, and I think after we made the substitution again, when Darwin came in, we had that same aggression again and maybe the legs again to press them a bit higher. But yeah, it also comes down to the quality of City. It's impossible to keep them away from your 18-yard box for 90 minutes. But it was a good thing to see, if they were in and around the 18-yard box, that we were still there to defend.
For me, I just think like, do you think you were a little bit worried because at the start of the game your pressing was incredible and you should have been like so free-in really, and then it didn't happen, and 1-0 was, I think, a tough score, and there is a moment where I felt like the energy dropped a little bit. You were a little bit worried in that moment, thinking we have to be careful there.
Yeah, you're always happy if you're 1-0 up against City, because that doesn't happen a lot for any team in the world, and also for us not in the last few games. The rain is coming down. But yeah, if you looked at the amount of chances we had, I think 1-0 after whatever period of time wasn't what we deserved. But yeah, there was a lot of confidence in the way we defended as well. So yeah, then again, if we would have scored earlier, the nerves would have probably been a little bit less. But maybe it's also part of this game, because I think everybody enjoyed it till the last minute.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just really interested to hear your thoughts. Such an incredible team you've got, Mo Salah, Szoboszlai, these kind of players who can dominate a game like this. But to see Joe Gomez come in, Cruyff Kelleher, if you like, understudies in the squad, but I thought they were incredible today. How do you feel getting to know your team, getting to know your players, your confidence as a squad?
Invested so much money, so they will be up there again as well. And City, I saw them playing today. Okay, they lost today, but I'm 100% sure that they will compete this season again with us, with Arsenal and with Chelsea. So a long way to go, but it's a good position to have.
Certainly is. Listen, very well done today. Thank you for joining us. You do realise the amount of stick I'm going to get now for holding a brolly for the Liverpool manager.
Thank you.
No problem, Arne. Take care.
Bye-bye.
There we go. Let's put that down there before Michael gives me any more stick.
Wally with the brolly.
Well, the Wally with the brolly. Right, OK, that's the happy side of the story. The other side is Manchester City's. Let's get some reaction from their dressing room. Here's the goalkeeper, Stefan Ortega.
You seem to be conceding a lot of goals from when the ball goes out in wide positions into space, and I know you've not, you've had a good view of it from the dugout as well. Is that becoming an issue?
I don't know. It's just like sometimes you have this run in the last years in this club. They had the opposite, like where we won everything, and now it's the opposite, where we have the negative run. So it's just like keep going, because there's still so much quality in this building. So yeah, just keep going.
And Pep turned around to the Liverpool fans and showed them 6 fingers, the 6 trophies. Defiance. There's a lot of fight still in that dressing room, Stefan.
Yeah, of course, because we are not used to it to lose that many games. And yeah, we will come back for sure.
And just finally, 11 points. It's a lot, isn't it, Liverpool? The distance between you and them.
I don't know. We just have to look on ourselves right now, and start to win, and then just go step by step.
Manchester City's worst winless run since 2004. We've gone up in the stakes from the Liverpool manager to Steve McManaman.
Of course,
he's got a couple of Champions Leagues to go on a slot yet before he reaches your level. What did you make? You were just alongside. What did you make of that today? And the whole atmosphere, the whole ground.
Oh yeah, it was magnificent, wasn't it? The fans, the crowd, the noise. I thought the team, Liverpool, were very, very dominant. As dominant a performances I've seen against Manchester City in a while. Very impressive. Manchester City, on the other hand, I thought they were a little bit naive in the first half, trying to play out from the back and constantly getting caught. And I felt sorry for Erling Haaland. He wasn't really in the game. They didn't knock anything long to him when it wasn't working. But you can't get away from the fact that Liverpool, whoever plays, who's ever in the starting 11, is in wonderful, wonderful form. And, the fans left here very, very happy.
You, myself, Michael, we've had this conversation earlier on. You were one. Let's not get too carried away.
Of course,
They've not played anybody yet. When you look at it now...
I never said that.
Earlier on.
No.
You said the big boys are still
the big boys are going to come,
Arsenal, Chelsea,
come
Manchester
New Year,
City.
I said, yeah, absolutely.
But now they've played them all, and they haven't lost to any of them. They've beaten most of them.
Yes. And again, I'm not going to stand here with you, Steve, and say, oh, they're going to win the league and they're going to be this. I mean, the performances and the level of performances have been outstanding. The results equally. They've got now a big lead ahead of everybody else, so it's up to Liverpool now to keep on rolling along. But I'm not going to say they should win the league because of X, Y and Z. I've said before, you have to keep everybody fit, you have to keep everybody hungry, and if they do get a number of injuries to key players, they will struggle. But at this moment in time, they're in such a dominant position. It's fantastic to see.
To beat the European champions and the English champions in the space of 4 days without conceding a goal here.
It's some week, isn't it? You look at that and you think Real Madrid and then Manchester City. They're in a good position already in the Champions League, so even if they had got a draw, it would have been absolutely fine. But to dominate them and then to come here and dominate the reigning champions as well, and it was a total domination. I mean, City deserved nothing out of that game. It's impressive, and as Maka says, they're in great form at the moment. But we've seen, so were City 2 months ago, and they've been in great form for 4, 5, 6 years. So it just shows you things can go wrong. One big injury, one problem off the pitch, something can happen and it can derail you in this game. So everybody's right in thinking, right, just a game at a time. And I know it sounds boring and monotonous, but it's a game at a time, because things can go wrong quite quickly. But at the moment, I mean, if Liverpool keep this form, they're going to win the league 100%. I mean, but that's the problem.
You sense this, Marco, in that great Real Madrid team that you played in. When you get on the pitch, the belief you've got. If you're in that Liverpool dressing room at the moment, it doesn't matter who you're playing. When you come out, Real Madrid, Manchester City, you're believing you're going to win every game.
Yes, and
what's
also
that like? What's that?
Yes, but Steve, you've heard the noise. You heard the noise here Wednesday. You heard it today. If you're a member of the opposition and you come here, you almost feel as if you're 1-0 down when you run out of the tunnel. And they were constantly singing and getting behind the team and whistling the opposition. That really plays a part. And the fact that Liverpool are coming out onto the pitch, they feel as if they're just going to run over Manchester City. That's what you felt today. You felt if Liverpool were at it, that midfield, you just thought Gundogan in there, Nunez in there, Bernardo Silva, you just thought Liverpool will have them today. Liverpool will run all over them today. And I thought exactly the same when they played Real Madrid. Real Madrid had a few weaknesses, of course, through injuries. And that's what you thought about Manchester City. Without Rodri, without Kevin De Bruyne, star names of the past, you just thought to yourself today, Liverpool will win. And you were waiting for something to happen to prove you wrong. And actually, it was never coming, wasn't it? As Michael rightly said there. Manchester City didn't really offer much, even with the substitutions. I thought Doku came on I thought he did well when he came on to a certain extent. But there was no final punch to what Manchester City had, and that's very, very rare to say, because normally they are ruthless. So they have to find a way to get back into this title race. They need to start getting wins from somewhere. They need to change it round. I don't know what they're going to do, but they certainly need to get one of the best centre forwards around at the moment into the game more, because he hardly got a touch today. I thought Gomez, and considering he hasn't played, and Van Dijk were brilliant.
I think when you lose a little bit of confidence, because as a situation, and at the moment every player from this team are losing a little bit of confidence, And that's really difficult. And they need something. They need to win a game, and then the belief to come again. Because as a player, it's always really, really tough when you go in those moments.
Yeah, you could tell, Kola, they've not been in this situation before. As I said it before the game. A lot of the players haven't experienced full stop in their career, and certainly in their, the modern day Manchester City's career. So they were just looking at each other. Who's going to step up? And I actually didn't see anyone necessarily taking control of the game. Rico Lewis tried to take a few balls on the half turn. Other than that, Haaland, as you said, Macadé, but he barely touched the ball. They didn't. And any time they did get their head up, Van Dijk had his number. He was ready. He was waiting. He knew. He could tell when Man City was almost a desperate ball into the middle, and he said, "Yes, please. I'll deal with that all day long." And then there was just, Arne Slot just talked about that one lapse in concentration. But we know Kevin De Bruyne in form there. Yeah. Slots that, goes and gets the ball out the net and makes it an interesting last 10 minutes. But didn't even the whole stadium didn't really skip a beat. He saved it. They moved on, and it was like it never happened.
From the start of the game, there is few moments where Bernardo Silva, which is the calmest player in the team, he smashed 2 balls. Ball coming, normally you control the ball and then just get control of the game. But from the start, you could feel like they lost a little bit of confidence, and they need to get that back. It only will come by winning a game, and that's it.
Yeah, they play Forest, of course, next, who are the only team to beat Arne Slot here. I don't know if you heard the Mo Salah interview there.
I didn't know, sorry.
He joked and he said, probably the last time I play for Liverpool at Anfield against Manchester City. Well, you're laughing. Is this a game of chess here?
Of course it is. I mean, Steve, we don't know the nuances of his contract. I don't know whether he wants 4 years or 3 years or 2. Liverpool want to offer 2, for instance. He might want 4. You can imagine Mo Salah's contract is very complicated, image rights because of where he's from and things like that. And I don't necessarily think there should be a problem financially, but it might just be a case of him wanting 4 years. Who knows? But if that's the case, I know Liverpool are certainly talking to his agents, and they must be far apart at the moment. That's why there hasn't been any concrete offer. It's pointless Liverpool making an offer for him to say no straight away, isn't it? Or his agent to say no. So I presume they'll be still talking, and hopefully all the Liverpool fans will agree that they come to a but I can understand why it's taken time. I've got no problem with it, really. I mean, if he wants 10 years and Liverpool say no when he wants 10 years, then it's going to be a no, isn't it? So you have to draw the line somewhere. But we all hope that they come to an agreement.
How do you see it in terms of, because he's gone vocal and he's gone public, does that show to you that he actually does want to sign?
Yeah, I think so.
It's just almost putting Liverpool's hand to the fire in many ways, and almost,
That's exactly how I think. I think he wants to stay. I think he wants to stay. Because if he wants to leave, he might as well have already told us that he wants to leave, wouldn't he? He's only got a couple of weeks. But I mean, most clubs would have been in touch with his agent already if they want to take him. So he knows that there's probably lots and lots of offers on the table for him already. And he's probably just pushing Liverpool to get what he wants to stay here. Otherwise, why would you be so vocal? But you also know that Liverpool want him to stay. But the deal has to be right for both parties, doesn't it? You can't just ask for the world and hope that Liverpool get it because he's a superstar, because it doesn't work like that.
Would you push? He is different.
Yes.
We know he's different. He scores lots of goals and he's never misses a game. If the clubs, if Liverpool say, no, at that age we only give 2-year contracts out max, let's say, would you bend the rules slightly for someone like that?
If you were the club, you mean?
I think so.
You got to.
Yeah,
what you mean, Michael, if you were the club?
If you were the club,
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, we don't know what the contract offers are we? And that's we're always speculating all the time. But of course, someone of his ilk, he looks after himself. He's got a great disposition. He's very rarely injured. He doesn't seem to be slowing down. 2 years with an option of a third is not a problem, is it? You would have thought. But again, I don't know what his agent wants. I don't know what Mo wants. I don't know whether it's financial. I don't know whether he wants a huge pay rise on what he's got now, which is a lot of money. So you have to be able to justify everything, whether it's whether it's wages, whether it's length of contracts. You have to be able to justify it to everybody else, because you might come up short if someone gets a bad injury. You never know.
And he's not 33 till next summer. Well, we'll watch that space.
Well, Pep, it probably wasn't realistic to think you would come here and everything would be perfect and confidence would be at the top level. But what do you make of what you have seen?
Well, the first 50-20 minutes they were unstoppable. Their strengths were strong. we tried to, with the conditions that we have, play with a lot of control, a lot of passes. It was difficult to take it. And after we talked the game, of course they will deserve the first goal. And but we finished really good the first half and the second without not too much threat. So I know how strong they are in the boxes, Liverpool in both sides, and don't do mistakes. And after you know. Up front, the transitions always had but since I met Liverpool, so, and yeah, congratulate them and restart from here, try to make a reset from zero, and yeah, it's difficult to believe it, but I rely a lot with these players. I know how they are doing and in that position, and yeah, and at the end of the season, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you said that you picked a team to try and play lots of short passes, to try and control it. How difficult is that to do here, and could your team have done it any better?
Yeah, always you can do it, but there are players that make an effort playing in not his positions, and because we don't have an alternatives, and all I can say thank you to them, because I know the commitment that they do without the ball. I know that I don't know, maybe it's something inside of me that I had the feeling that we will build from here, you know, restart and try to make some good run and try to, you know, to win games.
What will it take then to reset? I think you said to build from here. What will it need?
No, there is a moment that there are moments that maybe we'll have to make a click, and we'll do a click and everything. So today Kevin make a good minutes, because we need that pace and didn't have when I see the last games, and Jack played good in that position as well, and Jeremy got a good minutes after 1 month out. So yeah, so Bernardo, Rico, and you know, a lot of minutes in his legs, and Nathan was exceptional against maybe one of the most toughest wingers ever, you know, and with Mo Salah. So I take something. So congratulate, I would say, Liverpool. They deserve the victory and accepted the situation right now and build from that.
How tough or how significant is not just the injuries, but the players that are out there, maybe having to come back into the team early, so there's guys out there who aren't 100% fit themselves.
Yeah, that's what it is. With the pre-season as well. Pre-season, we don't have pre-season, started Community Shield, and the players come back a bit late and after injuries. And I know, but we had to survive with that. So I think we compete. We didn't create that much chances, but in certain moments we were there in terms of what we wanted for the pace that we have right now in the middle, especially. So in terms of duels, they are stronger, and you have to survive with the ball. If the game is, you know, transitions, we don't have Gundo and Rico and Bernardo, or I don't know, to make a transition the 30-40 meters that they have with Gravenberg, Szoboszlai, or McAllister, and the pace up front. So, and we had to do it, but I cannot forget which players I have, so I cannot forget, and I'm here sitting being a manager, defending what we had in the past thanks to them, and more than ever I want to be with them and help them, and of course we have to change results, but in the right time we will take the decision.
Yeah, you talked there about defending what you've done in the past. We saw you hold 6 fingers up to the crowd.
All the stadiums want to sack me. Oh my God! I started with Brighton. Maybe they're right. Maybe I must be sacked for the results that we have. But I didn't expect an Anfield that. So
you didn't?
No. So, you know, with 0-1, I 1-0 for them. Didn't do it with 2-0. And maybe we should do it in the past, you know, sing the song in the past, not now. Now let's take advantage. I didn't expect for the people from Liverpool, but it's fine. It's part of the game. I understand completely and accept it. And we had an incredible battles together. They win, we won, and I have a respect, and that's it.
Is this going to be not just a day, but a year where they win at 11 points? Behind them now. Are we going to have new Premier League champions this season, do you think?
Well, I said before that game that we are not in the position and the results we are getting to think about in the big targets, but the season is long and we have to try to make a result, and after we come back, some players will come back, and after everything will be better and we'll be late maybe, I don't know, but there are many things to to fight, and yeah, we're going to try.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I don't know what anybody can do. That's the best manager in the world sat there. It's probably the best team we've seen in years and years, if not ever, in the Premier League. I just don't know how you can stop those waves of attack. Liverpool are so good. The atmosphere is so. I don't know what. I mean, if you're in the dugout, how can you prevent it?
It's very hard. It's very, very difficult because the intensity they start the game on, it was incredible. And the pressing, every time they get the ball, the transition to go forward, and every pass was going forward, and they were really, really aggressive as well. And you could see, like in second half, they lost a little bit of energy, which give Man City the control of the game. And of course, defensively, they look really solid. Van Dijk was unbelievable. We spoke with Artie there. He was like a magnet. You know, every ball was coming on him, calm. And I think De Bruyne had a big chance to score, you know, but he missed it in 2-1, but to make it 2-1. But this is those games happen like that.
Yeah, the other end, that's 7 clean sheets, as well as having the best defence in the Premier League for Liverpool.
Yeah, I was so impressed talking about Van Dijk. He marshalled Haaland, that threat. He felt isolated up there, and he looked it, and Van Dijk realised that, and he just put himself in the best position. Every time a ball came in, he was there. Obviously, for that one slip, and you saw him. You don't really see much animation from Virgil van Dijk, but when Kelleher made that save off De Bruyne, the little hug, that's a huge statement from Virgil van Dijk, because he doesn't climb down from how he likes to be on the pitch and how he walks around with such authority, but they're playing well as a unit. And Kelleher stepping up for his team in a big moment. You never know. It was all comfortable. It was done 2-0. You know, people getting on Pep's back. Bang. Turnover. Slight lack of concentration from Van Dijk, but a really important save.
I was going to ask you about him because they were talking about injuries. I mean, when Alisson comes out of the team, as good as he is, a lot of these Liverpool fans, what's going to happen? Is the best compliment to Kevin Kelleher to say, haven't really noticed the difference?
It's not even a conversation, is it? And I heard them trying to get behind him. They came up with Ireland's #1 today because they've backed Alisson. They love Alisson here, of course they do. But for him to come in and do what he's doing for his team, incredible performance, and it's seamless. And that is the biggest compliment you can get as a goalkeeper, to come into a team, to come into a club, title chasing Anfield against Manchester City, and for that not even to be a conversation. We heard the conversation that was going on in the other dugout, what was going on the other end of the pitch. Not even a conversation. Is Alisson fit yet? Not sure. If he is, he'll probably play. If he's not, don't worry, we've got Kelleher.
And also, we had a conversation, and we haven't mentioned his name since, about missing Konate. Joe Gomez, a young Joe Gomez that you played with here at Liverpool, in seamlessly again.
It was incredible. It was incredible. He played very, very well, very calm, and he played that diagonal ball. It was unbelievable today, and he was very composed. And I knew that he was going to play well because I know the boy is very calm boy, very intelligent. You know, he doesn't complain too much. When you give him the opportunity to come up and step up and play in those big games, he delivers. And I'm not surprised with his performance. It was, it was great.